As I was texting with my brother and dad on the day of our very first record, I scrolled through a liquor buying and delivery app looking for a bottle of Blantons after unsuccessfully hunting for one all day. There it was. But it was $125, way overpriced. At the time, I had some change in my pocket, so I bought it and waited its arrival. This is the story of how I got started into whiskey. After visiting Kentucky for work, my dad slowly got into bourbon. This was great, but my brothers and I didn't really know what was happening since he didn't have a ton of hobbies outside of work and family. So the Home Depot cards would continue to roll in as gifts. Things would go on as they always had, until one Christmas he asked for bourbon. So during a Christmas visit in 2019, my brother Devin got him a bottle of Old Forester. Then on Christmas night, with my dad's newfound hobby, he decided to share it with us. On his shelf was maybe 5 bottles total, mostly Buffalo Trace products, Blantons included. We all shared some whiskey together and something amazing happened. It was easier to talk to my dad. But was it the booze? I don't think that's sustainable. Thinking about it, the booze definitely smoothed some edges, but it was really his passion for his new hobby that eased the conversation. So now for special occasions, I could give him a bottle of bourbon and we could bond. But then COVID happened, and it would be a few years before I saw my parents in person again. And like many people, we turned to Zoom calls to stay connected. My brothers and I would get on the phone with my dad and all have a whiskey. And after one of these drunken calls, I thought, we should just record one of these and turn it into a podcast. Everyone's doing it. Who cares? So we set up a call one week and all promised to find a bottle of Blantons for our call so we could drink the same thing and compare notes. But that was easier said than done. So after failing to find one at my local liquor store, I was confused. So I took to the internet. I found out that Blanton's was a popular bottle and might be hard to find, and might be hard to find at its actual state-regulated price. This was a hurdle, but I was determined to get it. So, using that alcohol delivery app, I finally found a bottle, and as I was about to push buy, I realized that it wouldn't come until the next day. So I had to find another one, and that one needed to come that day. And I was running out of time. But I was living in New York City at the time, so luckily there was lots of people willing to overcharge me for a bottle of Blantons. So the bottle finally showed up, and we later got on a call. We kept it loose, and I would edit later to be more succinct and story-driven. Later during COVID, I moved upstate. I would frequent my local liquor store in Catskill and spent many hours staring at the wall of bourbon, buying whatever bottle we decided to drink that week for our call. Eventually, this caught the eye of the liquor store owner, and one day she asked me the golden question, "What are you looking for?" And I responded, "Oh, just anything special." She then said, "I have some Blantons in the back." Yes, I thought, but then I was concerned with what the price of that Blantons would be. So I said, "How much?" And she goes, $65. I actually didn't know the price of Blantons, but that seemed to be a lot less than what I had paid for the first time I got it. So I said, "Deal." So after that, she would occasionally offer me a bottle that she was storing in the back, whether that be Blantons or something else. And I think that's because people can really pick up on your passion. And also, money doesn't hurt. Our group would continue to grow. It went from my dad and my brother to both my brothers, my dad and I, to all of us and our uncle and another friend. So 3 grew to 6 really quickly. But the momentum wouldn't last forever, and our calls became more sparse, and the world started to put itself back together. We've taken seasons off and missed many weeks, but we always find a way to gather around whiskey and make each other laugh. We've all visited Kentucky together, and we drink and bourbon hunt and go on tours together. All of that is so much fun, But the best part is when we all gather in a room together, whiskeys in hand, and tell jokes and stories to each other, trying not to take our time together for granted, making sure to savor every moment we have. And that's why whiskey matters to me. We can all get lost in the proof and the age, but it's so much bigger than that. The community it builds is so much more valuable than a bottle of Blantons. So don't buy Blantons, buy time with the people you care about most. And so this is why at the end of all our calls and meetings we say, to drink is to live. Cheers.